completely insane. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry to pop in your ears like that. All right. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, everybody. 1 second. This is not properly. This is what happens when you don't prepare for your stream properly, guys. Fuck. All right. There, that should do it. All right. Hello. Oh, hey, Kai. So today I'm going to be just doing originals, just my songs, and let's open with something lighthearted, kind of, I guess. You gotta protect the children from the world at the world's every expense. You got people to jail, you'd rather kill for reasons that always made sense. Oh, the first time they swore it made us murder all night. Then they said commies would use it to weaken our fight. Then they suffocated monkeys and outlawed rope. And here you are setting fire to a field of hope. But the weed you burned out the garden had a peaceful smelling smoke. And with all of the hope it lends to all of the folk that you call it a weed is a racist joke. Passes on to those who sow. So how long can you stand to keep your head in the sand before you let the flowers grow? You read what's written by older folk and say it all makes perfect sense. You can never see it when life is a joke unless it's at someone's expense. Oh, you invoke a god, you say created the plant, and then when sick people need it, you say God says they can't. Cause with the prisons you own and the pills you need, God forbid you make less on account of greed. With the weed you burned out the garden had a peaceful smelling smoke. And with all of the hope it lends to all of the folk that you call it a weed is a racist joke. And the animus you let in this crop passes on to those who sow. See when life is a joke. right. This next one is, I'm going to tag him in the description, but this next song is by me and and a gentleman named Ben Viagas. What? Oh, let's hang on. It won't let me tag him. Drifting down from such a great height, a feather taunts us without words. Not content with just appreciating bird flight, we dream big, metal birds. Some indulge the aspiration, transcending sea and road and rail. We get a little closer every generation. How we've tried, how we failed, and we watch them fall, watch them fall. We hear the call, though we're so small, lumps in our throats. We take down notes and heed them all. We watch them fall. We can't make a resolution to never cease to wear unbound. Each day attempting to belie those words of Newton. What goes up must come down. If we can build an iron horse, then we can engineer some kind of iron bird, of course. We can start a mirror up there. Even gravity can't hold us as we rocket through the air, falling so fast that we never run into the ground. And as we watch its awesome transit, with all the frisson that it brings, how grand to be part of the one species that plans it. Human brains, iron wings, and we watch them fall. It bore our name, it turned to flame. We made it fly, we watched it die, but that's not all. It hits the ground, we say goodbye, but turn around, there's so much That's some stuff Ben Viagas wrote the lyrics and most of the music for, and I helped slap together back in college. It's a fun piece. All right, let's see. What's another one good for people? Ooh. All right, apologies in advance. I'm a little rusty on piano, but I think I'll do okay. This is a Halloween song. In the Halloween of 97, I went as American. The blood of most of South America made my fingers soaking wet. I nearly dropped the bombs I planted in hotels in Cuba then. But Boris Yeltsin licked me clean, and I wiped off on cut safety net. I went as American, and every white man ponied up. People screamed and ran again, so I spat into a poor man's cup. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes each year. American. Almost everyone I met supported me post-injury. I saw strangers of all nations, scarred with more severe abrasions, offer piles of candy and extend a hand to me. Well, I went as American and I bled those friendships dry. I killed some kids for sharing and I practiced how to tell a lie. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes. In Halloween 2006, I went as American. I raped a nation cause its despot gave me too much oil. I killed the kids for standing near the parents I was killing then. Denied the oil existed while I spilled it in the sea and soil. I went as American and half the planet hated me, but it was half they never noticed. They ain't wide enough to see. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes. In Halloween 2012, I went as American. I didn't actually go out, I flew the drone from home. I had just apologized and I wasn't going there again. I'm trying to repair my house and rent a race, a palindrome. I went as American, I murdered out of town and clean. Friends I'd lost for decades were okay with what I mean. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes. You know, I think this Halloween I might go as American. A burning cross upon my back, a noose around my neck. I'll help the cops kill children. I'll redefine refugees as rapists and thugs. I'll deny viruses and lives that matter and sell everyone new drugs. So I go as American, but when I set foot on the street, the only folks who've stuck with this have not a single trick or treat. I go as American to show the other what to fear. I think they're getting the message. There's almost no one left out here. Alright, let's do a couple on guitar. Most of mine are on guitar anyway. Okay. Hello. All right. The all-important question is always gonna be not what I can do for you, but what you make for me. The only things that matter are liberty, profit, and property. No one'll care when all is fair in a loving economy. Send me your children to sew a few shoes and I'll give them disease for free. Send me your parents to pull a few levers and I'll house them in the alley. Send me your friends to build me a schoolhouse that I can segregate. Then I use the students to build me a prison and this country's going that you know. Send me your graduates to cook some drugs and I'll sell them for triple their worth. Send me your dropouts to drill for some oil to scorch and salt the earth. Send me your idiots, I'll sell them steroids and bribe them through their class. When they peak in high school, I'll sell them a bar stool and charge them to suck out their mask. Send me the monsters your armies won't take and I'll teach them to fire a gun. If I need resources, they'll kill all the natives and sell the kids as one. Then I'll fund commercials to play on the tragedy and deduct the tax. And use it to hire cops in inner cities to sell all the school children crack. No need to wonder where my money's going. There's no need to worry about hatred I'm showing. There's no need to guess at who I'm gonna kill. There's no need to think when you're drinking my swill. So if you beat your wife, then I'll sell you a bat. Then while you're serving life, I'll sell your jail to mat. Oh, I'll charge you for rehab once I sell you blow. 'Cause I can always make more the less that you know. See, now you'll try to ditch me and grow your own future, but I'll sue while you sow it, then patent the seeds. I'll fund your new sheriff's election campaign, and then call you a junkie and get your house seized. If you think your children will ever escape me, that's something you've paid me so you can believe. 'Cause the charter school that I rule gets to fill their head with lies Milton Friedman paid me to conceive. So I think I'll open a nuclear plant and be hailed for giving folks a work. I'll bust up their union to cut down on safety and say that the cancer's a perk. Then I'll sell them chemo that I've watered down just enough that some of them live. Then start out a charity, call out disparity, see how much their families give. I'll prop up a Nazi and get him in office to draw the district map. Then fund his opponent to win in a landslide and wedge the income gap. I'll use city council to get back the real estate where they shut down my coal mine. Then build cheap apartments and use them to film all your daughters and sell them online. No need to wonder where my money's going. There's no need to worry about hatred I'm showing. There's no need to give my tax returns a look. I'm just gonna sue the Jew who cooked the book. When cops murder children, I'll sell it was right. Then sell the kids guns and sell more cops a fight. There's no need to think about how much you owe, 'cause I will always reap more than I sow. There's no need to hear what your candidate's saying. Both of them need super PACs I've been paying. There's no need to think about issues at all. Oh, I'll get a good price when I sell you that wall. If you lynch your neighbor, I'll sell you the rope. Then I'll teach why you hate her and sell her kids hope. Oh, I'll sell you wars and reality shows, 'cause you'll eat my garbage for sure. When I dictate what dignity's for, then I can always make more the less that you know. Whew. All right. And this is not an original, but it's in the public domain, so I'm going to play it today. There are loved ones Oh, I'm sorry, one moment. Let's fix you up a bit. There we go. There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss when you close your earthly story. Will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky, in the joyous days of childhood? Oft they spoke of wondrous love, pointed to their dying Savior. Do they dwell with him above? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky? You remember happy gatherings on the fireside long ago, and you think of tearful parting where they left you here below. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky? One by one their seats were emptied, one by one they went away. Now the family is parted. Will it be complete one day? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky? You remember songs of heaven which you sang with childish voice. Do you love the hymns they taught you, or are songs of earth your choice? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky, in the sky, oh, in the sky. All right, another public domain just to keep my voice cooling down a bit. That Less That You Know is a tough song on my voice, so I'm going to cool myself down a little bit on this and then get back to my material. Although I did add a verse to this song that I wrote. Tell me if you can pick it out. One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning, down the track came a hobo hiking, and he said, "Boys, I'm not turning. Oh, I'm headed for a land that's far away beside the crystal fountain. So come with me, we'll go and see the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's a land that's fair and bright, with a hand out straw and bushes, and you sleep out every night. Where the boxcars all are empty, and the sun shines every day. Oh, on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The farmers' streets are full of fruit, and the barns are full of hay. Oh, I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, where the rain don't fall and the wind don't blow, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the jails are made of tin, and you can walk right out again as soon as you go in. There ain't no short-handled shovels, there's no axes, saws, or picks. Oh, I'm a-going to stay where you sleep all day, where they hung the jerk who invented work, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain, the migrating birds drop gems. There's anarchy, but there's order too, and the weed grows without stems. The hunters swap their guns for bows, and mosquitoes don't exist. You can never slip or lose your grip anywhere you hike's a half-hour round trip in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain, you never change your socks, and the little streams of alcohol come a-trickling down the rocks. The brakemen have to tip their hats, and the railroad bulls are blind. There's a lake of stew and of whiskey too, you can paddle all around them in a big canoe in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, I'll see you all this coming fall in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Alright. One more of my folky songs, and then I'm gonna try my mellow ones to close out. Let's see. There we go. I first saw the forest, for I remembered what I knew. Oh, but I remember climbing those trees and running through and through. Well, the woods are where I learned about the nature that I love. Gifts from deer left on the ground, while gifts from birds rained from above. They told me it was good luck when that white splat first landed. Well, if that's really nature's luck, I don't want to understand it. And the trees hold many purposes, most of which I don't know. But as the years went by, I got to watch that purpose grow. I climbed their branches, plucked the leaves, and drank their sappy goods. I learned of all those hidden things that folks do in the woods. Now most people are too polite to tell you what they've done, but if the forest doesn't mind, I'll tell you about my fun. Mellow drug use, hunting stunts, and laughing at the hurts. Strange sexual adventures, finding norms we could subvert. I've broken laws of man and nature, wrote a few myself, and I'd rather share those memories than leave them on the shelf. Now some can make your stomach turn, and some elicit sighs, and maybe someday the folks will learn which ones are truth or lies. Well, I'll tell you my stories of nonsense and wonder, those days when our voices split the sky asunder. I'll sing you these glories, leave you to wonder when I'm telling you a bald-faced lie, a ridiculous truth, or just cracking wise. I'll sing you these tales of sad, foolish youth, and like all history, some of it might be the truth. And when you tire of my wails, we can retreat to the place where the stories come from, and tell the trees that we are done listening to old memories. It's time to make a new one. These are the things I do in the woods. I was maybe 12 years old when I conquered a birch, while playing hide and seek with friends who'd rather leave me in the lurch. Even so, I was committed, I knew I'd prevail. Unfortunately, my own bowels wished for me to fail. Oh, the irony of birch bark being plentiful at hand, but no clean shot down to the ground, no room to squat or stand. I scrunched my buns up on the trunk and peeled some paper off, half wondering if the tree would say to turn my head and cough. On reflection, I was lucky not to catch a worm, but I tensed up and pressurized and hoped the stool was firm. But I'd forgotten that day's lunch, soon the fluid flowed. The seeker passing underneath me heard the rancid notes. He yelled foul and I was falling, grasping through the air, mercifully gaining purchase from the branches there. I hugged that tree and mooned the forest, finishing my squirt. It wrecked my shorts as that first splat ran down the trunk and soiled my shirt. The game was over, so I ran and dove into the brook, bashed my face up bad and ran home naked. I hope the neighbors didn't look. Well, I'll tell you my stories of nonsense and wonder, those days when our voices split the sky asunder. I'll sing you these glories, leave you to wonder when I'm telling you about this lie, a ridiculous truth, or just cracking wise. I'll sing you these tales, sad, foolish youth, and like all history, some of it might be the truth. And when you tire of my wails, we can retreat to the place where the stories came from and tell the trees that we are done listening to old memories. It's time to make a new one. These are the things I do in the woods. I've been far from rugged, but I've hunted with a bow. I traded off with classmates so my parents wouldn't know. Once I was following this black bear that looked awful brown. Figured it might be the one that scared us all in town. Backed that bear at least a mile, just waiting for a shot. When haunches reared up in plain view, the bear's haunches I thought. Now I let the arrow fly, it sailed straight into the rump, which suddenly stood up 4 feet taller on its bovine stump. The moose whose butt cheek I had pinpricked turned around and roared. Back then I wasn't quite a runner, but on that day I soared. An angry bull moose chasing after one young stupid kid. I figured a moose can't climb a tree, so that's just what I did. Scrambled up a pine tree and he honked till he was hoarse. I hung on for dear life as the snow came back in force. Circled me at least 1 hour, then I became a bore. He trudged off, but I hung on for several hours more. I came home soaking and frost-nipped, but I kept my mouth shut and prayed I'd never again confuse a moose with some bear's butt. Well, I'll tell you my stories of nonsense and wonder, those days when our voices split the sky asunder. I'll sing you these glories, leave you to wonder when I'm telling you about this lie, ridiculous truth, or just cracking wise. I'll sing you these tales of sad, foolish youth, and like all history, some of it might be the truth. And when you tire of my wails, we can retreat to the place where the stories came from and tell the trees that we are done listening to old memories. It's time to make a new one. These are the things I do in the woods. I live in a city now, it's quite a different breeze. Toxic smog has wider shade than one park full of trees. I hear the same truth spoken by the learned and the quacks. There's far too much that we could lose to fire and the axe. If we don't mind our give and take with these trees, then in turn there'll be nothing left to take and far more that will burn. The animals gone up in smoke along with all our goods. A spiteful earth will salt the ground and take away the woods. Disease and famine as the norm, clean air becomes a tale to tell the children when they wonder how our species failed. Storms to smash our cities flat, who knows how many die. Healthy high above the floods can block their ears and lie. I may not live to our extinction, but I'll see it start. I'll watch the death of dignity and mock it with my art. I'll know the end is coming soon, conjecture on how long. I'll point to crowds of dying children, reduce them to song. And if I live to ripe old age and can still wield a mic, kids will ask what forest is and what the woods were like. And I'll tell them those stories of nonsense and wonder, the days before fire split the earth asunder. I'll sing them these glories. They'll all just wonder when I'm telling them a bald-faced lie, a ridiculous truth, or just cracking wise. I'll sing them these tales of sad, foolish youth, and like all history, some of it might be the truth. And when they tire of my veils, we can retreat to the place where the stories came from and wonder about we were once so greedy in the old world. Now we can't breathe in the new one. These are the things. These are the things. Oh, these are the things I do in the woods. There we go. Last call goes out and you fight hard to make your way through. Last call goes out and you fight hard. You don't care if it's for you. You ride home angry. You ride home wrong. You ride home angry and hold on too long. Behind your eyes there's something behind your eyes. There's something there, and now you're crying. If you set the world afire, what is left to know? If you deny desire, nothing good can grow. If you're living for the future, then how is it clear for you to let this world sink so low? The call goes out and you fight hard for what you think you're due. The call goes out and you fight hard. You don't care if it's true. You fly home broken. You fly home wrong. You fly home hoping you weren't gone too long. Behind your eyes there's something hiding, something lying. Behind your eyes there's something there, and now you're crying. If you set the world afire, what is left to know? If you deny desire, nothing good can grow. If you're living for the future, then how is it fair for you to let this world sink so low? And we scream, but something better comes along. And now we're angry, we sing our song, but we're still angry, we don't know what's wrong. Behind our eyes there's something hiding, something lying. Behind our eyes there's something there, and now we're dying. If you set the world afire, what is left to know? If you deny desire, nothing good can grow. If you're living for the future, then how is it fair for you to sing the songs of the past and simply hope that they will last? If you set the world afire, what is left to know? If you deny desire, nothing good can grow. If you're living for the future, then how is it fair for you to let this world sink so low? That wasn't great. I'm clearly quite rusty on this guitar, and I think it might need new strings. Shame as I'd like to get the neck adjusted again, but I don't think I will be able to during the pandemic. So this guitar might finally die. I've had this thing since... Jesus, I've had this thing for almost 20 years. It's easy to fear the ones that you love when they believe things are condemned from above. Their things are not people because it's a choice. So God forbid anyone but God have a voice. But when you are condemned for the things that you heart by people who have to say it's a symptom of your family hates in degrees. It's just a small piece of the human disease. But you need what they give. So you lie and let live. And it's easy to deny who you are when they won't tell you more. And it's easy not to try and see far when you don't know for sure. So you'll run with your head down from all that you feel. You'll numb yourself and drown before you can heal. 'Cause it's easier to deny when the danger is real. It's easy to lie about things you believe when your life depends on what others perceive. And no matter how fundamental the need, if you want to live, then you'll have to concede and conceal anything that would give you away. Lie how you live and then live what you say. Deceive those around you to keep up your guard. The mask that you wear can grow heavy and hard when those who might have cared make it clear you won't be spared. And it's easy to deny who you are when it keeps you alive. And it's easy not to try and see far when you need to survive. So you run with your head down from all that you feel. You'll numb yourself and drown before you can heal. 'Cause it's easier to deny when the danger is real. Is it better to live in our mind, to see what we want and deny what we find? Is it better to live in a box and go running to corners when family knocks? Is it better to shake off the light to save what's left in your cup? Is it better to know what is right but to hide it and hope that the world catches up? Is it easy And those who would live rather than face the wrath can hope for a light at the end of their path. So walk with your head up and face what you feel. Hide it or show it, but don't ever kneel. 'Cause it's easier to deny. It's so much easier to deny. Yes, it's easier to deny when the danger is real. All right. My traditional American song is next. We're told about the settlers who came on boats to tame and enslave a new frontier. And we're told about the natives who broke bread with them. That's what we celebrate every year. A day of Thanksgiving to you and me. It sounds a lot better than the history where we slaughtered over 700 young and old and gave thanks that the savages' bodies were cold. But folks complain at the dinner table whenever that story's told. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic than to ever accept the guilt we owe. It's easier to say it's all about family than admit we're disgusted by what we know. So we'll teach your children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. We learn in elementary school who found this land. We memorize the 3 ships' names. Then we affirm it with a federal holiday. Hey, some places even do parades. They teach your kids in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue. But we omit the slaving and the massacres. Forget the rape, the infections, and the sheer numbers. 'Cause it's better kids be comfortable than wonder whose descendants have it worse. And it's easier to feel patriotic than to talk about slavery or disease. It's easier to say it's all about history than examine oppression's subtleties. So we'll teach your children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. Some folks claim this is God's country, their God that's imported and white. And 'cause they're descendants, not tormentors, that what they own is right. They say it wasn't their fault if it's by their hand. Pretend the flag's for heritage instead of the clan. Justify traditions and you'll never have to worry about the people your traditions made you better than. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic than to sow too much doubt or to scare the kids. It's easier to just keep the symbols than examine a willful ignorance. So we'll teach your children cute little lies so we can validate the privilege and so no one cries. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. And it's easier to feel patriotic than to empathize with what's different. It's easier to swear to God and country than to swear on yourself and hope you're fit. So we'll teach the future great big lies so we can maintain this privilege to ignore who dies. 'Cause it's easier to feel patriotic when it's someone else's genocide. All right, one more on the piano, then I think it's a day. Oh, this one is by the inimitable Ariel Arbisser. I did not write this one. phone. Walking in the city, we got to mine. We said goodnight. Never had this intimacy. And I called you later, baby. Oh, the day we crashed. You found every reason to release me. But I've learned I'm not alone. Without a destination, I still have the ones who love me back. The ones who love me back, they're my survival. Keep me from your spiral. As I recall the world you gave me, I trusted in it too much lately. Unlucky me. Oh, and now you're in the past. You found every reason to release me. But I've learned I'm not alone. Without a destination, I still have. You found every reason to release me. But I've learned I'm not alone. Without a destination, I still have. You showed me how to let go. Our hands once glued, now just an echo. Walking in the city, gonna be just fine. I'm gonna thrive. Walking with the ones who believe in me, sharing myself with them only. Oh, at long, long last. I'm glad you asked. And 'cause I feel like playing it. By now we thought there would be jetpacks and flying cars, robots to do the cleaning up for us, and help with the shopping. We'd all be famous for a bit. That's what Andy Warhol said. He thought we'd all get our colored hair. Well, the truth would rock him. He might be surprised to wake up and find we have weaponized humiliation. In the future, everyone will have the 15 minutes of shame, the 15 minutes where they are unforgivable. Take out your pitchfork and your torch. Let's go hunt the monster down. But keep an eye out for uneven ground. We'll turn on you if you village square. I will see you there. I am scared to say anything that may trigger my hiccups today. But fuck it, baby. In the future, everyone will have 15 minutes. The 15 minutes of shame. The 15 minutes where they are unforgivable. The 15 minutes. The 15 minutes of shame. The 15 minutes where they are unforgivable. Irredeemable. Inexcusable scum. Fit only to be strung up in the village square. 'Cause when they're there, irredeemable. Fuck up the end of a songable. Irredeemable, inexcusable. 15 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just exhausted today. I'm going to call it there. This Tuesdays, I'm going to, for all 0 of you watching, and all 0 of you watching, for Tuesdays, I'm going to move to Switch.